RealEducation, 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 yeah. The real side chain, the real side butter chain. The fool.
So my dream started off, I was running, just running real fast down this open field. It was like, kind of like a prairie, but instead of just like rolling fields of wheat and grass, well, I mean, they kind of were, but they seemed artificial, fake. But I don't know why I was running, but I was running as hard as I could. I really wasn't becoming exhausted, but I noticed that the plants were wearing at my legs as they brushed along me. And then I just suddenly stopped. I'm just looking down at the plants, and then down at my legs. My jeans, seemingly what I had on at the time, full-length jeans, were just kind of shredded and ripped open. Just along the sides and the fronts, the plants, rather the fake plants were rubbing against. I kneeled down to check the plants out and reached out, touched one of the weeds. And sure enough, it was fake. It was definitely man-made. I think it was plastic. Then I questioned, why was I running through a field of plastic? Not at this time. I still did not quite understand what I was doing and where exactly I was at. I stand back up and look around me, look to my right, to my left, behind me, and forward. And as far as the eye can see, it's just rolling fields of these, what I'm assuming everything is, fake. I dropped down to one knee, on my right knee, and looked down, placed my hand kind of through the weeds to the soil, and I tried feeling it. I pressed my palm against it, and it feels like solid ground. It was kind of like a dirt base. And then when I went to go kind of dig my fingers into the dirt, I could not break the surface. It too was also artificial, fake in some way. I'm unsure if that was plastic as well. It kind of moved. It was slightly rubbery-ish and plastic at the same time. And it's just odd. That's all I could really think. I stand back up, looking around again, and back down at the ground. And then I hear this noise off in the distance. And it was just kind of a weird, gibberish noise. Kind of sounds like a man, but jumbled. I look around again, and I notice that it's coming forward. And I kind of see a figure. His arms are flailing in the air. He's just kind of prancing about. Right leg lifting real high, knee high up, kicking out, thumping back down. And the left leg lifting up the same way. It was just kind of his bouncing back and forth, kind of at a dance or excitement. I rubbed my eyes a little bit, trying to get them to focus a little bit more, since it was quite bright out. And next thing I know, I'm zoomed in even further. I'm closer, as if I teleport half that distance. And the man's still there, dancing, excitedly almost. And then I hear the noise again. It was a really weird noise. It was kind of like kind of like gibberish like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm starting to recall that previously I have heard that before. And I holler out, hello, and it just echoes off in the distance. The dancing man stops, kind of like mid-dance. Very unnatural, like, just kind of like, there's no way somebody could really hold their balance that way. One leg was still stuck really high in the air and they're tilted over too far one way. Their head just kind of slowly turns to look directly at me. And I look around again, making sure there's nothing else like behind or beside me, and look back forward. And now I've teleported or fast traveled again. But I have the sharp pains in my legs. I'm much closer to the man. But I'm looking down at my legs, noticing that despite the fact that I've teleported further, I've obviously physically traveled through this fake field of plants. They have further cut my legs up. I have several larger gashes that are just kind of streaming blood out. I'm a little panicky at this point. It doesn't really hurt anymore, which I'm processing that could be bad. And then look back up, and the man starts dancing again. But he's only like 20 feet away now. And then he makes that noise again. Something like that. And I realized, why am I scared? That's Jerma. It just clicks all of a sudden, as if a cloudy, foggy veil was lifted away from my eyes. And sure enough, it was him. It was Jerma. I get a little excited because I haven't seen him in a hot minute. For a while there, he's regularly visiting me in the real side. And I just wave real high. And the next thing I know, the world around me blurs, and then he's next to me, to my right side. And he's just nodding. And he's dressed up in this old-timey farmer's outfit. Worn out shirt, jeans overalls that are very dirty, worn in. They obviously haven't been washed in a long time. And a straw hat. And he's chewing on a piece of wheat. Not sure if it was the fake wheat or real wheat. He just nods his head, very friendly. It's kind of, it was his usual voice, but kind of like a southerner, old-timey accent, saying, "Them boots do you better jobs." I just looked at him going, What? That didn't make any sense. And he just looks down at my legs and goes, "Them boots do you good jobs." And I'm confused, and I look down since he's looking down, and suddenly I have like cowboy boots on that raise up like not quite to a knee, but pretty high. And not even sure where they came from. And my legs are no longer hurting. In fact, it's almost as if the cuts are healed. I look up to him and he just gives me this nod, going, "Them do you good." And I seemingly agreed with him. And then he points down to my stomach. And just pokes kind of around my navel, my belly button area, and says, "Eric does good." And I'm not sure what he meant by Eric does good.
Hell yeah, I do.
Please mute. Thank you. And I mean, I am here because of Eric, so I do feel like I owe Eric a lot, because I would still be lost in darkness in the shroud. But anyways, Jerma just stands there and stares off in the endless fields. kind of nodding his head and going, mm-hmm, chewing on his little, I guess, fake wheat. And then he says, the harvest is looking good, but he points off further into the kind of like northern direction, but off to the side, to the right some, and says, there be them. I look off in that direction, and he's pointing, and I see these weird, far off in the distance, these particulates floating high in the air. And below it seems brighter, greener. And I just get the impression that the fakeness of the world in that general direction, in that area, is dissolving away, up into the air. Jerma says, the tap lines are dissolving. And I kind of get what he was meaning, is that the tap lines are representing to the fake control. And I guess what I was watching was that those were a representation of the tap lines dissolving away, the control failing. Jerma takes my hand. And then he just starts doing that weird dance again. And my body starts following along. Then he leans in real close. And he mentions Penelope. He just kind of nods his head, smiling real big. And he's not really saying it in words, but I get the impression that Penelope is a fine piece of ass. It's kind of like what he was thinking. I just kind of smirk, going, good old Jerma, such a prankster, a jokester. You know, I'm appreciative that he's around and he's helped guide me a lot. He brought me out of many bad situations. And he's been a good guide, but I just thought that was a little too far. I just kind of shrugged. It's like, hey, I mean, if she's your type, why don't you go give her a visit? And he just gives me another nod and does this weird noise. Just kind of an excitement, and does like some radio weird square dancing thing and sinks into the ground. Just the ground doesn't open up or anything, it just kind of seeps into the ground. Then before his face is gone, he nods at me again and goes, yeah, I'm gonna get her. I like her. I like her a lot. She needs my help. And he just sinks the rest of the way into the ground, and I'm kind of left in this fake field wondering, what the heck just happened? Did Jerma just really say he wants some of Penelope's ass? I'm just laughing, and I just give a really hearty laugh. Good old Jerma is all I can really think. He might be a weird one, but he's also a very good one as well. And that ended my dream, and I woke up.
Real side king, real side Burger King, real side king, real side Burger King. Rebazar out here grilling, what he making, no faking. He's making a fat patty, sharp-boiled awareness. We looking for that real side Burger King, real side king, real side Burger King. Real side king, real side Burger King. Needless to know, out here grilling, what he making, no faking. He's making a fat patty, sharp-boiled wellness. We looking for that real side Burger King, real side king, real side Burger King. Real side king, real side Burger King. Real side chain, real side Burger chain. Real side chain, real side Burger chain. Real side king, real side Burger King. Real side king, real side Burger King. Real side king, real side Burger King, real side Burger King, real side king, real side Burger King. The real side king, real side Burger King. The fool.